Welcome to Kellyanne Cares, a one-of-a-kind show created to motivate, stimulate, educate, and inspire you, personally and professionally. Hi, I'm Kelly. I'm an entrepreneur, patient advocate, content creator, and author. You may know me from the Everything is Messy book, brand, and podcast. But what you may not know is how hard I had to work to get me to where I am today. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. I'm a firm believer that everything happens for a reason. And in this season, I'm more driven and extremely passionate about my purpose to help you save the time, money, and energy it takes to be happier and get healthier with your mind, body, business, and life. Tune in every week to hear raw, unfiltered conversations from myself and my incredible guests as we discuss trending topics, share stories of resilience, and chat about all things health, wealth, healing, and wellness. Whether you're here to listen, learn, or laugh, I promise to bring awareness and add more value to your day. Take this time to relax and recharge. Listen, life is short. Invest in yourself. Be loud, be different, be you, and most importantly, enjoy the ride. Buckle up because today's podcast experience starts now. One more thing, sharing is caring. I would love your thoughts on today's episode. Head on over to Apple Podcasts to rate, review, and subscribe. I would truly appreciate it. Want to continue the conversation? Let's connect online. You can find me at kellyanngorman.com and all my social links are in the show notes. Now let's get into today's show. Hello. Welcome to a very special episode. We're celebrating the 6-year anniversary for the Kellyanne Cares podcast. And what a wild ride this has been. I also have tried to record this episode like 25 times. Like, I'm not even kidding. Where I am right now in my studio, aka a vehicle, the air conditioning is turned off. It's 7 a.m. I had woken up at like 5:30, 5:40 something and did my morning routine, and I went to go work out, and I was like, it's already 100 degrees. So here we are. My voice is a little graspy because I'm in Vegas and allergy season is here. And I've been putting in the work and working out every single day, Monday through Friday, giving my buddies on, rest days. And we're going to get into all that. But I'm recording at 7 a.m. and it's already 100 degrees. I cannot even believe it. And I'm so sorry about my voice. Goes to show you, you make all these plans and I'm like, I'm going to get up early. I'm going to record a nice show. And now it's like hot as hell. And my voice is super graspy. And I'm so sorry, but the content is going to be so good. So first of all, if you haven't listened to Mindset is Everything, my last little mini episode I just posted, go back and listen to that because there's an amazing gift for you in there at the end of the show. And the episode's only like 10 minutes, not even. But I wanted to say thank you. Hold on. Let me just get a little drink. I'm drinking this True Hydration. You've probably never heard of it because they're like not on social, but they pitched me and I said, okay, send me some cases. And that was months ago. And I received them the other day. There's 2 that I got. This one's lemonade, lemongrass I'm drinking, and it's so good. And the other one is like unsweetened lemon water or something. It's a very weird aftertaste. But it says it hydrates from within for more youthful looking skin and muscle endurance. 0 sodium, 0 sugar, 0 calories. Way better hydration than bottled water. So it's supposed to be 16 times. This is not an ad, by the way. I'm just telling you what I'm drinking because it's hot as hell in this car. And I knew I had to come prepared. So I don't know. It's good. But it's so funny because on the back, it's like suggested daily use. It has magnesium and potassium, like all that stuff when you work out. You drink 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and then suggested use for running, fitness, sports. And then there's even a skincare, running, fitness, and for the over 40 crowd. I was like, is that what you're looking for? Because you found the girl. Anyway, it's just funny what it says on the can. I posted it on my Instagram the other day. Anyway, so let me take another sip because I'm literally going to lose my voice. It comes in these little cans. But actually, you know what I could really go for is a delicious crispy Diet Coke. And it's 7 a.m. Is that weird? I only had 1 beer last night. Anyway, back to our 6-year anniversary show. So first of all, thank you for being here. I appreciate you so much. This past year of my life has been very difficult. And it's so weird how life works. Because when I launched this show 6 years ago, I was sick. And I'm like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to continuously help people? And, I had this disease. If you already know the story, I'm sorry. I'm going to just like repeat it super quickly. But this became a podcasting career of mine. 6 years straight, all I've been doing is podcast development. Like everything I've created out of nothing, absolutely nothing. And it's just a wild ride. And I wanted to obviously make money to survive. And I'm like, if I'm going to be blind and paralyzed from this disease, like how the fuck am I going to do that? I had to use my voice. So that's when I was listening to Gary Vee and in my let, and I'm like, they have podcasts. I need a podcast. So I just figured it out and I launched it. And then after that, everybody else wanted one. So then that became a career. And long story short, like I was misdiagnosed. I'm not sick. I shared that entire process on this story, all the medical malpractice cases, even all of the doctors that, misdiagnosed me. All their names are on this show. I have full rights and legally I can say that because I closed the cases myself in 18 months. I shared the journey of becoming an attorney, and that was a wild ride. And it's just crazy because I'm having these full circle moments. I'm probably going to cry in today's show, but it's just weird how life works because 6 years ago, I was in Las Vegas and all of this was happening to me. And then I was going through chemo. I'm like, that's it. I need a specialist. I went to San Diego. I was staying with friends and then I was on my own for years. And then, the pandemic happened and that was also crazy. And I made it through. I wrote my book. I released my book. I was healing my body. I was like rowing like a champion at this place called Row House, like living my best life in San Diego, right? And then after the pandemic, and I worked my ass off through the pandemic because I was helping other business owners pivot their brands because I had already had experience. I knew what that was, to lose everything and have to immediately pivot when I got sick. I'm like, I can't run a luxury concierge company running around the Las Vegas Strip if I'm blind and paralyzed. Like, that's not going to work out for me. So I had to pivot. I had to figure out what else I could do to make money. But at the end of the day, the only thing I give a shit about is helping other people. So what do I have that's going to help someone? So that's what I had to do. So that's how I was helping people during the pandemic, whether it was like with social, but most importantly with podcasting. And my podcasting career just like blew up over the last few years. And all I've been doing is writing for clients, recording, producing, pitching, helping them monetize it, market it, like everything you can think of. Designing the websites under the podcast development umbrella is what I have been doing. And the sad part about that, not really sad, but, there's pros and cons to everything. The pro is I'm like doing this amazing work. I'm helping all my clients, but I didn't have time for this show. And I'm like, yeah, I'm recording solo shows, but I want guests. I want to do these things. And there just wasn't time. And so being the happy workaholic that I am, which by the way is the first name of the show when I launched it, Happy Workaholic, a show for business, LinkedIn, and life with an autoimmune disease. That was the tagline. Because I wanted to help more patients, figure out the medical records, get medical experts on, and all that stuff. So during the pandemic, I rebranded to Everything is Messy because I wanted to coincide with my book, but I just didn't really feel connected. And that's the best thing about being an entrepreneur is that you can always change. You can always pivot. There's no fucking rules. I always say this in podcasting, but the same thing goes to business. And I've realized that over this past year because it was probably one of the most difficult years in my business, which I'll get into and why I've changed a lot, including myself. But you have to make sacrifices. You have to put in the work. You have to make these choices. But at the end of the day, what is going to make you happy? You know what I mean? And my show wasn't making me happy. I didn't feel connected to you. I didn't feel connected to the rebrand. The book just needed to live on its own. And I thought it should all be a new brand because I had my merch collection, all of that. And it didn't feel right. So I rebranded to Kellyanne Cares a couple months later. This was a couple years ago. And here we are. And I just feel it makes sense. I care about you. I care about helping other people in all aspects of life, which is why I talk about things for your mind, your body, your business, and your overall life. I really care. I give a shit. I get really emotional when I talk about that. I'm about to lose my voice. Hold on. Good thing I brought my other water. I'm so sorry. We're just going to keep it raw and real and unedited and unedited today. Oh my God. Also, just so you know how much I care about you, I haven't even had my iced coffee yet. That's how much I care about getting this episode to your ears. So I'm sorry. Actually, I'm not going to start screaming. But that's that. So I don't even know what I was saying now. I'm just so passionate about helping you and helping other people get organized, become productive, and honestly become the best version of yourself. I've done so much work on myself, so I know how to help others. I know how to help you. And if you've been following me and listening to me for years, you know that. And I do a lot of things. I'm a full-blown Gemini. I've never had one career. I've never done just one thing. Like, who launches a podcast talking about business and LinkedIn and then her life with an autoimmune disease? Me. I did. Because I want to help people that are in business. I want to help people that are sick. I want to help all types of people. And that's okay. And you can too. So if anybody is ever telling you that you have to stick to one niche, one thing, like, you don't. There's no rules. Who made that rule up? You can be successful in all aspects of your life. So anyway, going back to the show. So I did the rebrand to Everything is Messy. It just didn't feel right. So that's when I relaunched again, rebranded to Kellyanne Cares. And that's my brand now. And it makes me so proud. It makes me emotional. It makes me hyped up. It makes me so excited. And I just know that this is where I need to be in my life right now. So going back to the whole 6-year full circle moment, I've been in Las Vegas the past year. Not a lot of people know that. I haven't really been vocal about it because it's very, very difficult to be here. And I'm kind of like I am working through that trauma. But in the beginning, it's like, you know, you have to sit down and ask yourself, like, what is this trying to teach me? What is this moment in my life trying to show me, trying to teach me? Why am I here? Why is this happening to me? Why am I reliving this nightmare again? These are just the things that go through my head. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I was in San Diego living my best life and our lease was up and my plan was to move to Manhattan. And then I was like, okay, if I don't want to do that right away, let me just travel. And then I'll move to the New York in the city. Like when everybody's in the Hamptons in August, I'll get like a really good deal. This was a year ago. That didn't work out. Our rent had gone up like $1,200 or $1,800. I forget what the fuck it was, but it was over $1,000 a month. And we're just like, this just doesn't make any sense. And we had like decided to do our own thing. So I had looked for a place in San Diego. It was this cute little studio. It was right by the beach where I was always posting in Del Mar, right by the racetrack. I might have to open this door in a minute. And I was just like, this is perfect. And then, you know, when you don't look at the overall picture, do you know the train goes by every 15 minutes? How is that going to be good for somebody that's running an online business and especially podcasting? That's not going to work out. I ended up losing that place because they gave it to somebody else. So everything happens for a reason. And I couldn't find a place. So I was like, well, let me go to Vegas, hang out with my friends because this is like a yearly tradition. And it was Memorial Day. So I'd always come for like a week or two and hang out and like celebrate all of our birthdays and the holidays and whatever. So I would do that. And then I ended up staying here for my birthday. And then we all got COVID, like really, really bad. Like our whole house had COVID. And that lasted like a while. And then we were just like living life, like helping each other out, living our best lives. And I'm working, trying to figure out like what the fuck I want to do, where the hell I want to live. I still feel this like strong pull towards Portland or like anywhere in Oregon. I don't know. Well, not anywhere, but like the southern coast where all the beaches are. It's beautiful. I still haven't been. I've never been. I've been to a lot of places and I haven't been there. So something is telling me I need to go there and I still need to do that. So weirdly, these health things have been happening to me over the last couple of months, which automatically brings up my PTSD and trauma because I'm back in Las Vegas. It wasn't planned. I'm sick. I couldn't find a place in San Diego. I'm like, let me just travel for the summer. That didn't work out, and I'm still in Las Vegas. I actually moved my address to Las Vegas, so I'm officially a Nevada resident again, which is insane. Sorry. So here we are. This past year, like I said, was so hard because of obviously past trauma and PTSD and my anxiety and depression, and I'm pretty good when it comes to all of that, the anxiety and depression part, but the PTSD, like if I smell something, if I see something, like it will automatically trigger like, oh my God, I'm about to die. because that's how I felt when I was doing all this chemo and everything else. And it's just so crazy. So a few weeks ago, I should say a couple months ago, like so many weird random health things. I'm just, you know what? I'm going to do another episode on the weird health things because it's just crazy. And I could like do a whole deep dive. I got to open this door. I'm about to die. So speaking of PTSD, I'm opening the door, just like a crack. So hopefully that doesn't like trigger the light. Anyway, so I'm going to just do a whole nother episode on that. Let's just say that. So what got me through this year was doubling down on everything I know, like all my tools in my toolbox for my mind, my body, my business. Who do I want to be? How do I want to show up? Like, what do I want to do for a living? Do I want to have a family? Do I still want to get pregnant? Do I want to have kids? Do I want to be in a relationship? Do I want to move overseas? I'm just giving you like a rundown of like my daily thoughts. Like, I have to journal that shit out. I have to go for my walks. I have to figure it out. And that shit takes time. You know, I just turned 45. If I want to have kids, like I really have to be serious about that and like think about it, you know? And like my doctor says it's fine, but like, do I really want that? Do I still want to go down the adoption path? Because I did that in California and then I realized it was foster to adopt and that's not really what I wanted to do. But now I'm like, do I want to do that now? So like so many things have been happening to me the past year between like my health, my personal life, my business, like so much. And it was just so much to process. And I honestly feel like I wasn't really able to until like a couple months ago. And then just when that started to happen, I started feeling weird, like weird sicknesses, like weird things happening to my knees. Like I was getting dizzy spells. And then immediately I'm like, oh my God, I'm sick. Like, it's just, that's what PTSD does to you. And I have been through a lot of therapy and I do all of my meditations and everything to like get through that, but it doesn't matter. Something will always set you off and it'll just set you off like in a lighter dose, I feel like. So that's that. So what got me through the last year was obviously my morning and evening routines, which I've done so many videos and shows about. And I'm very strategic with it and I'm very strict with it because it's the only thing that sets me up for a successful day. If I don't make my bed, if I don't meditate, if I don't put my legs on the wall, if I don't do my oil pull, if I don't journal, like these are the things that I choose to do that make me feel good. I'm really into Pilates right now. If I don't get my hot girl walk in, I'm going to be pissed and irritable throughout the day. And it's probably 1:10 right now and it's only 7 something. So that's insane. So that means I need to get my ass out of bed much earlier and sacrifice that extra beer the night before because I'm not going to be able to get up at fucking 5 a.m. and go for my damn walk because that is what's going to set me up for a successful day. I'm going to feel 10 times, if not more, better. So these are the things I had to do for myself. I had to put in the work, just like I wrote about in my book. I had to do all these steps again, like reteach myself, like double down on every single thing that I know so that I could feel better. Something else that I had to do over this past year and specifically the last few months is rely on my other close friends, specifically business owners. I have a handful of friends that we talk every single week. Sometimes we miss and then we're like, oh my God, what happened to last week? Why haven't we talked? So then we're on the phone for like 3 hours. I have a handful of friends I talk to every single week. They're entrepreneurs like myself. They have businesses. We have all different businesses, but we are online. And the struggle is real. Like I have had to discount so many of my services lately just to bring in money. And some people don't have to do that, but for me, I do. And I don't mind doing it because honestly, at the end of the day, I really want to help more people. But I feel like I'm about to get the hiccups. So we just vent. We have venting sessions. We keep it real. We cry on the phone all the time. We're screaming and yelling. We're bitching about shit we have to deal with in our business. And that's just real. And if you are a business owner and you don't have friends like that, you need to join our group because you need them. That is what kept me like literally sane when it came to my business this past year. It's been the worst I've had to experience just like in 6 years. So again, full circle moment, like pulling teeth, like not being able to write, having writer's block, not being able to record. just mentally, like, not being able to show up, like, just having to work on myself first before I can help anybody else. And that's always what you're going to have to do. And it was a really, really hard year. And I honestly just feel like a couple months ago when I started feeling really good, then I started feeling really sick. Like, how the fuck did that happen? So I was kind of freaking out. So I'm in all these doctor's appointments, and, now I'm a Nevada resident again. So I'm filling in all my information, and it's asking me, like, the paperwork, like, are you sick? Do you have previous, cancers or treatments or surgeries and all this stuff? And I'm circling yes, like, because I forget. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm writing down, like, healthcare proxy stuff. And I'm like, I'm not dying anymore. Like, what the fuck? And that was a huge trigger. And it's really, really hard to come back from that. And it's like I was in the same scenario I was in 6 years ago. And I'm like, what the hell is happening? Like, why is this my life right now? So then again, I have to think to myself and ask myself these questions, like, what is this moment trying to teach me? Why is this happening to me again? Why am I here? Why do I feel like this? And you have to do that. If you don't do that, then you're not going to be able to have the answers. And I still don't have the answers, but I just know that it's making me stronger, a much stronger individual, so that I can truly help more people, especially when it comes to patient advocacy. That is the truth. That's the truth, Ruth. That is what I know best. Why my health is weird, I don't know. Well, it was. It's not now. So going back to my health scare, which was, a couple months ago, I was feeling really good, like I just said. And then everything was lining up. I did my rebrand for my business, which I'll get into. And then I just, like, started feeling sick. So a couple weeks ago, I got my labs done because I was like, can you just do all these labs? Because, like, I feel like, I don't know, like, my knees were killing me. Like, I feel like I'm like 100 when I walk up and down the stairs. They keep cracking, and I'm, like, healthy, like, why is this, like, happening? And so she did x-rays and a ton of labs and all this stuff. So I get the labs before the doctor does. I always do, because number one rule, always have a patient portal and be organized with your records. If you're not, you better make a list of things to do and get that shit done this week, because you never know when you're going to need it. Let me tell you, if you are in the most stressful medical situation and you don't have something that you can pull up to show a doctor and have to wait a whole nother appointment, that's your fault. No offense, but that's your fault. You need to set up your own patient portals. You need to be organized with your medical records, because that is your life. Your life is on those papers. If you don't want to die, and that shit can literally save your life, as it saved mine multiple times, you need to get organized and do that. So make your little list this week and get that shit done and cross that off by Sunday. And I will hold you accountable. Send me a message. I will hold you accountable. It has to be done. So I get my records, my labs and reports and all of that, x-ray scan, like whatever, reports before the doctors, because I'm set up for my patient portals. There's no way they're looking at that before me. There's just no way. And so I'm reading the labs and I just see red. Everything is coming back red. And I'm like, oh my God. So then I start reading it, and then I start screenshotting it, and then I start Googling it. And then I go a little bit crazy. I thought I had lupus, and all signs were leading to lupus and this other thing with my knees, like some tissue disease. And I don't know. I read the reports wrong. They're so wrong. Like the reports weren't wrong. I mean, that's happened before, but I read them wrong because of my PTSD. I just went down a deep dark hole. I was screenshotting, sending them to my friend, who had been sick in the past. And she's like, it's okay. You're going to be fine. Thank God for her. And I finally go to the doctor, and I'm like ready to lose my shit. And I was like, I have lupus. Okay, I have lupus. It's fine. There's a lot of people that have lupus. So then I'm looking at these anti-inflammatory diets. I've been having like snacks and treats and whatever. Like, it's summer, but no more. So I am so strict with my eating these days. This is like week 2 or 3 that I've been like really strict, getting my steps in. I'm doing a lot of Pilates lately and taking my health to the next level, because that scared the shit out of me. And I can't even tell, that took me a couple days to recover from, I'm not going to lie. So that's why I'm getting up earlier and getting my steps in. I'm being like really religious, more religious with my morning and evening routine, because what the fuck? Like, I was given a second chance of life, and like, what is happening that I think I have like lupus or this other disease? Like, I know that you can live with it. I know that there's meds. I know you can eat like live a holistic life and all that. But like, I've done that before and I don't want to do that again. I don't want to do it. If it happens, it happens. But I'm making choices where things like that cannot be in my body. And I know that I don't really have a choice, but I do when it comes to the shit I'm putting in my mouth. And that right there causes so many things. So if I'm eating sugar and dairy and drinking too much and having really like shitty oils, like fried food, like that shit adds up and it can make you really, really sick. Just saying. If you haven't noticed, I'm very passionate about this. So I think that it's time that I took my health into my own hands, like to the next level. Because this whole past year I've been working out really hard. Well, like doing my walks, doing my workouts, like eating, but I'm still doing treats, right? So I know I lost like 30, 40 something pounds, but then I weighed myself after my hardcore work week of working my body out, doing the Pilates, making sure I'm doing 10,000 steps, drinking a gallon of water a day, eliminating so many foods that I was like just having like a bite or a drink here and there, not drinking during the week. And I weighed myself and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm down 52 pounds. And that's since my legal cases. So that's like a couple years. It's not like in like 5 months, like it's been gradual. Like I lost 10 pounds, 20 pounds. I put my Fitbit back on. And when I had that, I'm 40 pounds less. And then I lost the last 12, like over the last like 2 weeks or something, 3 weeks. I don't even know. I try not to weigh myself only like on Monday mornings just to know like where I'm at. But my focus is just eating really healthy, clean foods. If I'm going to have a treat, I'm going to have a treat. But I don't want to get into bad habits, because once, if you have too many beers and you want fried food and then, if you're PMSing and you eat like that one cookie, then you want sugar. Sugar is crack. Sugar is a fucking drug. And I can tell you that because I'm eliminating it from my body and then immediately having it like in a snack or something. All I want is sugar. It's literally crack. It is the worst thing we can fucking put in our body. There's so many studies that show this, but it's just like absolutely insane how addictive sugar is. I'm a vanilla stevia from Sprouts tincture girl. I don't know about you, but that's the only shit I put in my coffee. And when I cook and stuff. So I don't know. It's weird. Sugar is crack. Crack is whack. So just stay away. Anyway, so that was a bonus let's just wrap up this story. So I hope you're still with me. It's getting really hot, this car. So the 6 year, coming to a full circle, right? I think I'm healthy. And then I find out I'm sick, but then I'm not really sick. And then I take my health to the next level. In that process, I've rebranded. I've lost 52 pounds. This past year, I think it was like 30 something, 40. I don't even know. But I just want to be the healthiest version of myself because that's how I feel my best. And when I feel my best, I can help others feel their best. So throughout all of this rebranding of my life and not being able to post shows because I just like wasn't ready to tell you anything yet. I wasn't ready to share. Like I just wanted to work on myself so I could feel good and sound like this again. So, not with the graspy voice. Sorry about that part. But just feel good. I haven't felt good for a fucking year and I don't have anything to share with you. My interviews aren't going to be exciting. Like I didn't feel good. So I had to take all these hiatuses. And if you're feeling like that, it's okay to do that. I put so much fucking pressure on myself, especially when it comes to business. I'm a perfectionist and I'm just always going to be like that. Even like in real life, it's like borderline OCD, but like I've just been like this like my whole life. I like things the way that I like them. And it is just crazy how life works, how life turns out, and how life just gives you what you need when you need it. You know what I mean? Like my business friends that I talk to every week, like thank God we've been friends online. None of us have met in real life, by the way. Thank God we talk every week because we hold each other accountable with our mental health, with our business health, like everything. We laugh, we cry, we send each other stupid fucking memes from Instagram. Like you need that shit in order to survive. And not even just a business, just as a human, Okay, I'm back. I actually had to press pause for a minute and down some water because it is so hot right now. It is so hot. But I just wanted to share my story with you and where I've been, what I've been doing, which you're going to hear next, And why I haven't been podcasting? Because I've been working on other shows and I've been working on myself. And here we are. I am no longer developing shows, minus a few. I should say not full-time. Because I do still have shows I develop and I work on and I produce, and I am writing for some other ones in the future, but I'm not advertising that. It's not a part of my brand. So I'm very selective with who I work with. So if you still want to have a podcast developed or need help launching, connect with me, but it's just no longer available like on my site. So as I mentioned earlier, so let's just end the note on the 6 years of my crazy life. So we're back in Vegas. I'm healthy. I'm down 52 pounds. Things are looking good. I'm living a more happy, healthy, positive, and productive life, which is what I preach all of the time. And for things to change, you have to change. That's a quote by Jim Rohn. Sorry. And I look at that every single day. And I originally heard it on the podcast Your World Within, which I listen to like religiously. It's one of my favorites. And I just feel like it was really important to share with you, like, what has been happening in my life over the last 6 years, like where I've been. If you're new here, I know it's so much information. But if you go to my website, you will be able to search it. Just go to any podcast app or my YouTube channel and search, a specific topic like misdiagnosis, medical malpractice, business, LinkedIn, podcast, like all those episodes will show up for you. Okay, I need another water break before I get into my rebrand because this is the best part of the story. I wish that was a crispy Diet Coke. Why am I craving a delicious Diet Coke? By the way, everything in moderation. If you're going to have a little treat, you have a teeny tiny one. So, okay. So that's where we are in life right now. Me. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm going to try to show up for you every week. And what I'm working on now is my brand new business, Kellyanne Cares, which is wellness education for ambitious women. Now, let me turn the page on my notes because there's a lot of them. And I'm sure you've already seen this. Look at, can you hear that? I'm saying look, but can you hear this? So many notes. Excuse me. So, oh, that was my water. This water bottle makes like the weirdest noise. It scared the hell out of me the other day. Again, I'm so sorry for the raw, unedited content, but I'm literally in a car. It's 100-something degrees. I opened the door, but I'm pounding my waters because I really just want to get this episode to you because I miss you so much and I want you to know like where I've been and what's going on. I'm like just so proud of everything I've worked on and, you know, even myself. And I really want you to hear the show. So I'm sorry, I'm keeping it raw and real. Anyway, so Kellyanne Cares, I have rebranded for wellness education for ambitious women. Women like myself, women like you if you're listening. I am obsessed with health and wellness. I wrote a vegan cookbook, obviously, but I just shared my entire like saga of being sick and eating healthy and doing all the things. And I don't want to get gatekeep. I want to help more women like eat healthy and meal prep and come up with delicious, healthy recipes and go on your fucking hot girl walk at 5 a.m. and just have a beer at night and hang out. Like, it's life. Like, why do we put so much fucking pressure on ourselves? And I know I'm still going to do it, but I know that I have tools that will help me help you become the best version of yourself. So I'm like, how can I incorporate this? Do you hear that water bottle? It is so weird. I swear it's like possessed. I just want to help more women like feel good. Like I did not feel good for many, many years. I just took the cap off. Maybe that will help. So I want to help women like feel better, look better, and just be happier, you know, because like I wasn't and now I am. And like I want to help so many more of you feel that way. So I rebranded my entire business. So I went from business and LinkedIn coaching and consulting and podcast development to healing and wellness. And, you know, I'm going to obviously consult with like business, LinkedIn, podcasting, all of that. But my focus right now is I want to help women elevate their minds, feel good in their bodies again, and upgrade or start a business and just overall in life, like feel really good. And if I can't do that, like, I don't know what I am on this planet for, because that is my new purpose. Like, I am living proof of if you put in the work and you do these things, you can truly help yourself. Like, so now I want to help you. So I've created different programs and services and just things that will help you feel good mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Because like I said, for things to change, you have to change. That's from Jim Rohn again. You have to put in the work. You have to sacrifice. You have to enjoy the little things. I'm reading off chapter titles for you. And if you're going to have a health scare, if you ever have one, if you want to live off the grid, not be online, like, enjoy your damn life. Life is too short. And I've had these little things keep happening to me to like prove it. Like, what? And then that's when I ask myself, like, what is this teaching me? Why am I in this moment? Why is this happening again? And this is why. And so I've created so many different guides that are free, that you are able to purchase very minimally. It's literally cheaper than your Starbucks you get in the weekend, which, by the way, you shouldn't even drink because my coffee is so much better. I can share all my delicious recipes with you. But I created a 10-step guide to become your most productive self so that you can achieve all of your goals. It's literally $20. My book is free when you sign up for my email. If you want to purchase it, it's $10. I have courses. The Everything is Messy CEO Multi-Passionate Digital Entrepreneur leadership course I'm doing with a friend of mine. It's so good. I have the Realignment Project, which is how I coach you one-on-one and you realign yourself to your missions and your values and what you really want out of life. Basically, what I just did to myself, I'm going to help you do. So there's all different ways that we can work together, but I have 30-minute wellness audit calls. I have 60-minute business consulting because I still am doing all of that. But most importantly, personal growth and productivity. I swear to God, I'm like the most organized person that you will ever meet. And I know that not everybody can be as organized as me and in the same way. So I made a video about this on my TikTok. By the way, if we're not connected on TikTok or YouTube, go follow me there because that's where I spend most of my time these days. But if you have clutter in a junk drawer, but you know where everything is, that is your way of being organized. Just slowly eliminate some of that clutter. If I come in and try to organize you, you will lose your shit. You need your own organized chaos. And for me, I think because I've always been like this my whole life, and then I worked on yachts, I think that that's how I got to like the next level of like being organized, label maker, clear bins, the whole nine. That's what I like. But that's not what you have to like. That's not the way that you need to live. You find your own way. Because if you are used to living a certain way, you're going to just need to eliminate some of that shit and have it organized in a way that makes you feel comfortable, where you're still going to be able to find your own shit. We're going to do that. I'm going to do that for you with your personal life, with your business, with your mind. There's so much shit that goes around in our head all day long. And like, let's eliminate that. Let's get you some morning and evening routines that are going to make you feel good in your body again. Make you feel really good. Like, I have ice water before I have coffee first thing in the morning. Like, who the fuck am I? But these are things that I'm doing to heal my gut, to elevate my mind, to just overall feel good. And I'm making a lot of sacrifices. And I am doing this purposely because I really, truly want to feel like the best I've ever felt. And I know that I'm in Las Vegas for a reason. I know that I am here to learn all these lessons, relive some past traumas so that I can move forward and past them, which is what I'm currently working on. And that stuff is really, really hard. I just said again like 5 times. Why I haven't been able to show up on the show, because I couldn't talk about things that I was going through. And I will do a whole nother episode on trauma, but I really want to have an expert come on with me so that we can, I don't want to keep sharing my story. You know what I mean? Speaking of experts, I want to bring on more people. I'm finding these amazing people like this, woman, Allie, I do Pilates with every day. She's incredible. She's in Philly, I think. And I do all of her videos and I feel the best I've ever felt doing Pilates. It's so crazy how your body changes. I'm doing walks in Pilates and I've never felt any better than when I was rowing hardcore 5 times a week. Your body just changes and I'm leaner and I'm more toned and I'm less inflamed, and I just feel good. Like, it's a good fucking workout, and it's only a couple of minutes at a time. That's what I prefer. And I'm making sure I do more stretches and more holistic healing and just things like that. Like, I incorporate all of this into my coaching. And Monday through Thursday, I'm available 10 to 2. That's my schedule that I've created for calls. But I think I might be switching that up a little bit, because I really do miss one day of creation, like one day of writing, one day of filming, one day of recording, one day of producing, and then one day just calls. But I don't know. We'll see how this goes. So Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2 Pacific Standard Time. I have hiccups and I'm about to lose my voice. Excuse me. That's when I'm available for coaching calls. If there's times that don't work out for you, like if those times don't, then we're going to do something else. We're going to figure it out. But that's my set schedule. And when it comes to business and LinkedIn consulting and podcast development, I am doing that. I'm just not advertising it, because my focus right now is wellness education and helping more of you, more women in your mind, body, business, and life. Like, overall, feel fucking good again, especially targeting women in their 30s and 40s. Women over 40 specifically, because I'm 45. And if you need to live off the grid offline for a little bit, go ahead and do that. If you need to get your finances in order, if you need to get your health together and disappear, go ahead and fucking do that. You do not need to owe anybody an explanation of who you are, where you are, and what the hell you are doing. Okay? Let me just remind you of that. I'm keeping it real, as I always do. So that's what I did this whole year. I focused on myself. I am trying to figure out like what I wanted to do in my business. I figured that out. I rebranded. I launched. Kellyanne Cares is now wellness education for ambitious women. I focus on personal growth and productivity and getting you organized to become the most productive, best fucking version of yourself. If you want to work with me, you can visit my Linktree. The link is in the show notes. If you want to see all of the products that I've been using that save me time, money, and energy, that sponsor these episodes, go ahead and visit that link in my show notes, because they're so good. My favorites right now are Repurpose, obviously my Amazon store, Fetch Rewards, I love, it scans receipts, and my Stand store. Repurpose is by far my number one tool I use for work. I started using Flowdesk, but I think I'm going back to MailChimp. I can do a business episode on that. But everything is trial and error. Everything in life is just a work in progress, you know? You could try to be the most professional and perfectionist version of yourself, but at the end of the day, we know that's not real. So as always, I like to keep it raw and real on this show. I'm sorry I have the hiccups. I'm sorry I'm pounding waters, but sorry not sorry, because I'm showing up for you and I have so much to share with you. I'm sitting in a car with the door open now. It's 100-something degrees. I'm sweating. Literally, sweat is dripping from inside my elbows because I'm holding my phone talking to you. And this was more important to just show up. I've tried to record this episode. I've deleted them because I couldn't speak. I had nothing to share. I wasn't ready to tell you my story and where I've been and the trauma that I'm healing from and the body that I'm trying to create and feel really good in again, and the women I'm helping and the rebrand I'm doing and the 6-year full circle moment of the show. What the fuck? This is a lot. But now I feel good, and I'm so glad I'm talking to you, and I want to talk to you more. So something new that I'm trying is on Spotify. I've created a poll and a Q&A. So if you're listening on Spotify, you'll see it. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, I have a very special gift for you. But you're going to have to tune back to episode 343. Mine says everything. It's literally 5-7 minutes to grab your gift. You have to listen to that show to grab your gift. That was my little mini episode I just came back with. But I'm going to show up for you every week. I'm going to try my hardest. And if there's any content, leave it in the poll on Spotify. I'm on Threads now. We need to talk about Threads, but send me a message on Threads. I'm everywhere on the internet, but TikTok and YouTube are my go-to. So if you're on a Facebook girly, that's fine. Just tag me on Facebook. But thank you for being here. I know this is a little bit long, but I just wanted to give you a full 6-year full circle moment, 6-year podcast anniversary special edition story. And there you have it. So I'm feeling really good about my rebrand, about how I can help more of you. I'm so passionate. By the way, how did I fucking forget this? I relaunched my live cooking show Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on TikTok. I cook with you. I share my delicious, healthy recipes with you. And if you can't watch, maybe I'll turn them into videos on YouTube. I'm not sure. But for now, that's what I do. And I'm really excited about that. Like, I love cooking. I love helping people get organized. I'm a personal growth junkie, so that's why I'm obsessed with that. Productivity, I'm the queen of. And if you're, like, feeling this vibe, if you're into this, like, send me a message. Say hello. Like, let me know what you think of this episode. Maybe I'll make it into a part 2, maybe not. But if you are interested in supporting this show, seeing anything I talked about today, everything is listed for you in the show notes, short and sweet. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being here. If you loved this episode, please head on over to Apple Podcasts right now, even if you didn't listen on Apple Podcasts, and leave a review, screenshot, and tag me, and you will receive a gift. But if you want to know what that gift is, you're going to have to tune back to episode 343, Mindset is Everything. Can't share everything, you know what I mean? And if you want a free wellness guide, head on over to my Linktree. If you want the productivity and goal achieving guide, head on over to my Linktree. If you want to work with me, I have a very special deal for you today, because to celebrate my 6-year anniversary of this very podcast, I have dropped my pricing on everything. So rather than $300, it's only $97. So I'm super excited to share that with you. And if you want to work together, I would absolutely love to hop on a call with you. And I just want to help you level up. If this is your first time hearing my obnoxious, loud East Coast voice that is very graspy from the Las Vegas heat, head on over to my TikTok, because that's my current content, and you'll get to know me a lot more, and I have a lot of information there. And I think it's time to go, because I'm getting a little lightheaded, but I sacrificed my I'm getting a good sweat on. I'm multitasking. This is a good habit stack for me this morning. Habit stacking is like my latest obsession. Well, I should say like the last year. I read about it in a book. I forget the book, but I habit stack all the time. It's how I get my morning and evening routine done. So if you say that you have no time, you habit stack. It's basically multitasking the shit you want to take care of for your mind, body, business, and life. That's how I look at it. But I think that's everything I have for you. I'm sure if I look back at my notes, because I always write notes for you, and then I just start talking, and then I never look at them. But a hummingbird just went by. Oh my God, that's a sign. Okay, so I'm going to go. I'm going to get a quick walk on, since I already just sweat right now. And I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for listening. If you think somebody needs to hear this episode, share it with them. But again, more importantly, if you feel like it's time to work on yourself and invest in yourself and do a little detox and get your shit together, go ahead and do that. And you don't need to tell anybody shit. Just go do it, and then come back and share your story later. And I appreciate you waiting for me to share mine. And I think that's it. So I'm signing off. Thanks so much for tuning in to Kellyanne Cares, a one-of-a-kind show created to motivate, stimulate, educate, and inspire you. And I hope that happened for you today. As I mentioned in the intro, I would love your feedback on today's episode. Head to Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or your favorite podcast app to leave a review for the show. I would truly appreciate it. For more information on myself, the show, my book, and the programs, products, and services I've created, visit KellyanneGorman.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter, join the podcast community, and check out the brands I'm currently loving. Let's continue today's conversation. You can connect with me on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Kellyanne Gorman Official. All my other social handles will be available for you in the show notes. If you have a product, brand, story, or service you would like to share on the show, send me a message on KellyanneGorman.com today. As always, thanks for listening, sharing, and reviewing. I wouldn't be here without you, and I'm so grateful I get to do what I love each and every day. Wishing you a happy, healthy, positive, and productive day, and I'll talk to you again soon.